All right, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us for a lovely Industry Thursday. Today, we're going to talk about the craft of being a successful buyer's agent in any market. So, first, what is your primary source of clients? Agents build businesses from different sources and utilize skill sets developed over time. So, you can be a prospecting type of agent, the marketer, the networker, and the converter. But no matter what, you still need a strategy. When focusing on the property in the first conversation, it is easy to lose credibility if you can't answer every specific property question. So think about it. How many people actually purchase the very first home that they see? Rarely, if ever, right? So that's why property specific conversations limit your ability to assist the lead. I'm going to say that again. Property specific conversations limit your ability to assist the lead. Never talk about the property, you talk about the process. So, this is what you should focus on during the initial conversation. Instead of talking the specifics, develop the relationship with your clients and customers. There are strategies that you can use that will help you find out more information about them, as well as build rapport. So let's talk about Ford. So Ford is family, occupation, recreation, and dream. Now, this is across the board. We're talking about buyer agencies specifically, but across the board, whether you're on a listing presentation, whether you're on a date, or if you're trying to be a buyer's agent, no matter where in life, you should always use this Ford acronym. So let's get into it. Now, family. Let's talk about specific family ideas. Will it just be them purchasing? Are they buying it with someone else? Do they have any kids? If so, how many? How old are they? Ask about school or their jobs, hobbies, interests, anything. Are they single? Are they in a relationship? If they're in a relationship, what does their partner do? How long have they been together? How did they meet? Right? And I'm not saying, you never want to have this in front of you and start, like, oh, okay, so are you buying with anyone else? Do you have children? Do you have a partner? Like, don't sound like an operator or a waiter. You want to have a normal conversation, but these are just some key items that you can bring up to build a relationship with someone else, right? When you're talking to people who at some point become a friend, right? You may meet them, they become an acquaintance, they become a friend. You start to find out some personal information about them. And that's why it's important to, again, build the relationship, because that is how you make connections. How many people is this for? Is this just for you? Yeah, so we had that question. Um, yeah, you can say, who are you purchasing with? Will it be you, or are you buying with someone else? It's always in great to ask that question, because again, it can also help you when you're making an offer on a place. And let's say the one partner likes it, but the other partner doesn't, or the dad likes it, but maybe the son doesn't, or the mom likes it, but the daughter doesn't, right? And let's talk about occupation. So, what do they do for a living? What is their job involved? How long have they been in that field? Did they enjoy their job? Is it an occupation in the field they studied for? You don't have to know all of these questions, but the idea behind it is that you are building relationship, sharing personal information. How do they come to work into their current field? This is all about making a connection with the person. What job did they hold previously? Why did they leave? How do they like their colleagues? Are they looking for a promotion? Are they happy in their current position? Again, this is all information that you can do to build relationships. And then we have recreation. So this I find to be the easiest, family and recreation I find to be the easiest way to connect with people, because normally you can have some similar interests or similar family dynamics. So recreation, what do they like to watch? Are they a TV series person or a movies person? Have they ever seen a popular movie or show that just came out? Do they play or enjoy watching sports? Do they have favorite teams? Do they enjoy music? What genres? Who's their favorite artist? Have they ever seen them in concert? Do they like to travel? Where do they like to go on vacation? When and where are they planning to visit next? I'm a big person when it comes to Florida. I always bring up Disney World. So that is one of the major things that I can connect with on people. So if I can somehow lead the conversation to Disney World, I can connect with somebody, even if they've only been there once, and especially if they're a Disney lover, because that is what connects to me. You always want to work with people who want to work with you and who you connect with. That is how you build relationships over time. And it's okay, you're not going to connect with everyone. But when you can make these personal connections, it's going to be the difference between someone sticking and their loyalty with you as opposed to somebody else because they made a personal connection with you. And last but not least is dreams. So what do they want? What did they want to be when they were a kid? What drives them to live the lifestyle they currently have? Do they have any aspirations or goals? Would they ever go back to school? Are they aiming for a promotion or landing a new job? Are they looking to get married and start a family? Right? Anything that their dreams hold for them. NLP Mama. So as you're having these conversations, there are certain things that are going to come up, right? So you have to be strategic about the conversations that you have. You never want to just start attacking someone and like, where do you want to be? What price range do you want? Are you motivated to buy a house? You have to incorporate the questions into your conversation. When you're having those forward conversations, you can throw in a question from LP Mama, which is location, price, motivation, agent, mortgage, and appointment. So, location. Where do they want to buy? What do they like about this area? Are they interested in any other areas? If you're talking to them about family, perhaps they mention that their kids need to go to a nearby school, or they just recently, occupation, they just recently got a job nearby, and that's why they're looking in this area. That is how you can discover location without specifically asking, hey, where do you want to be located? Price. How much do they want to spend? How much can they afford? Will they spend more for their ideal home? That is so important. Sometimes people will tell you, "Oh yeah, I want to spend up to 600,000 or 900,000 or 1.2, whatever their number is, right?" But if they found their ideal home, their dream home, will they be able to spend more money? Are they interested in spending more money? Do they have the capability to spend more money? And then the third is my favorite because it is the most important, which is motivation. Why are they moving? Are they bored and they're just kind of window shopping, or do they really need to move? Is their lease up? Like I said, the kid got into a new school and they need to move by to the area. They got a new job, they need to move by the area. They want to move by family. These are so important when discovering motivation because motivation is the key to everything. Somebody could have bad credit, debt, they don't have enough savings, but if they are motivated to buy a house, they'll pay off their debt. They'll call the credit repair service and get their credit fixed, right? They will do all of those things. They'll start saving up money for a down payment. They will do whatever they need to do to get to their goal. Motivation is the biggest key. And is everyone involved on the same page? Perhaps one family member is more motivated than the other. It's important that everyone that you're working with is on the same page. When do they have to move? What happens if they can't find a place? Sometimes you have to remind people of their motivation. So it's very, very important. So if you were making an offer and they wanted to lowball the offer, sometimes you have to remind people, hey, remember what's going to happen if you don't find this place. Remember your goal was to, you shared with me that your goal was to do XYZ. This is your dream. That is why it's so important to find these things out. And then agent, are they working with an agent? Are they looking for a specific person to help them out and be loyal? So I don't like to always ask the agent question right away because if they were calling you, then they probably don't have a good enough relationship with their agent, right? Their agent to begin with. So I don't like to address this right away, but it is good to find out so you don't end up showing up to an appointment with another agent and there's three agents there and one buyer. So it's good to incorporate that question when you can. Mortgage, how do they plan on purchasing? Mortgage, cash, are they pre-approved? Is there money in the bank? Do they know how much they really need to make this purchase? If it's a co-op, do they know the process involved? Right? So this is how you can get to the mortgage question. Oh, you're buying a co-op? Great. Do you have any idea how the co-op process works? Let me educate you. This is what they require. This is what they ask for. Is that something that you're comfortable with? When you put an offer on a house, you usually put a down payment. Do you have an idea of what a comfortable range is for you? Great. Were you able to connect with a mortgage broker? These are all important questions. And then last but not least, we have the appointment. Of course the goal is to get the appointment because you can't get contracts without appointments. So close for the appointment, when can they look at homes, what specific homes are they looking at, and start the appointment process. Get the most out of Ford and LP Mama. If you find it difficult to keep track of all the details you learn about your client, consider creating the initial conversation form. You can have it on hand while on the phone, making it easy for you to remember what was said. Always write things down. Or perhaps you can, work with a system that records your calls. You can go back and listen again, but always write things down. And consider role playing. Ask for a friend to act it out in person, over the phone, or on a Zoom call with you. This may help you overcome any nervousness that you might have and will help your conversations become more natural. Remember, we don't want to sound like we're reading things off a page. And I know that sometimes you want to have it in front of you because you don't want to ask, forget to ask a certain question. And then you hang up and you say, oh my gosh, why didn't I ask this question? Or I forgot to ask that question. So write everything down and always role play. Find a buddy that you can, role play with in the real estate industry, and bounce things off each other. And it will really, really help your conversations in the long run.